First I want to say, go Lancers. You should know that there's a man who would be here today who is our board president, Mr. Ed Heron. He's very sick, the sickest I've ever seen him. That would be the only reason he wouldn't be here. He is a graduate of La Cumbre. I won't tell you when, but it was about 60 years ago. Yeah. Ooh, that's right. You think I have gray hair. So you should know that the person who is my boss is a La Cumbre Lancer, and that should tell you how important this school is for us. So we care so deeply about your future. We want you to do well. What a great opportunity you have today to meet a gentleman who has inspired not just a bunch of kids, but adults throughout the entire world. We're so fortunate to have him in our community. And you guys deserve that and deserve the best. And I want to thank Joanne Keynes, your principal. Ms. Keynes is one of the best educational leaders in the state of California. And I would say, doesn't she look great in purple? So I'm going to give the mic back to Ms. Keynes. Thank you, Joanne, for all you do.
Thank you. And Dr. Cash, thank you for allowing us here at La Cumbre to be different, to be out in front, doing things before other people have done it, and for leading the way. But right now, Mr. Alvarez is going to talk for half a minute because, did you hear it on the walkie-talkie? He's here. So, I'll be right back.
So remember, please don't take out your cell phones. Okay, be respectful.
Okay. For the record, today is March 26th. That's right. Okay. It's our pleasure and honor to introduce a person who's going to introduce Mr. Olmos. The reason this is so special is because the person I'm going to introduce you to was a student of Mr. Escalante's at Garfield High. That's right. So let's give a huge Lancer welcome to Mr. Frank Quesada.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you for that kind introduction. It's such an honor to be able to speak to you today and share with you my Escalante experience, and also an honor to be able to introduce our esteemed guest, Mr. Olmos. Whenever I speak about my experience, I'm always asked, was Escalante really like that? He was exactly like he was in the movie, and then some. He had a saying that went, aquí hay de dos sopas, estudias or estudias. The translation won't mean anything in English, but figuratively it means here you have two choices. You either study or you study. You have no choice. I recall one day in class when he was walking around collecting homework, and he walked up to me and he said, "Where's your homework, Casala?" I said, "I forgot it." He said, "Get up, get out." So I got up, I left the class, I went to the office, and the office staff said, we can't admit you into the office, Frank. You need to get a pass from your teacher." So I marched back out, went back to class, and I said, "Mr. Escalante, they won't admit me into class. You need to give me a pass." And he said, "You know what? That's your problem. Stop wasting my time and get out of class." Needless to say that do you guys think I forgot my homework ever again? No. Escalante was not only a teacher, but he was also a good friend and an advocate. He made sure that I was able to get into every class that I needed to get into college. He was also a good friend. I recall he conspired with me and he helped me present a dozen roses to a girl that I liked in high school as well. And he also had dinner at my home a few times. One of those times he was asking my parents why, as a high school senior, I was taking auto shop and weight training. I remember he told my dad and my mom, "Guess I was too short to be a bodybuilder and spending way too much time with that car." Escalante taught us more than just calculus. He taught us about hard work, perseverance, and he also taught us that regardless of what our cultural background is, what our socioeconomic status is, or what our family life is like, that we can achieve whatever we set out to do. And a lot of us have become teachers, active in our communities, doctors, lawyers, you name it. Now, thanks to Facebook, I'm able to reacquaint myself with a lot of my friends from back in Garfield. The other question I'm always asked when I get to speak about my experiences, did Mr. Olmos play Escalante well? My answer is always, I don't think Escalante could have played himself that well. And with that, please, let's give a great big warm Santa Barbara welcome to the actor, director, and social activist, Mr. Edward James Olmos.
Están aquí plantados como héroes. Todos ustedes que me están entendiendo ahorita, por favor, levanten la mano con orgullo. For those of you that are Spanish impaired, don't worry. There's an English-only country. Yay! Figure that one. All I can tell you, it's an honor, it's a privilege. I made it. It took somebody 10 years to get me here. All right, there you are. 10 years to get me here, and I finally made it. What do you think of that? Thank you for being tenacious. Thank you for keeping your hope and drive, and thank you for bringing me so that these, all of us, experience something that we will forever be grateful that we had this 10 minutes or 15 minutes of time that we get to spend together. How many of you saw Stand and Deliver? You want me to tell you something? And this is a truth, okay? No film that has ever been made has been seen more in this country than that film. In all the films of all the world that have been made, that's been the film. Now you might ask yourself, what are you talking about? I mean, Avatar? Come on. I saw Avatar 15 times. E.T., I saw that. Star Wars, come on. Raiders, please. Sorry, man. They all fail. Even Gone with the Wind, made in 1939, and it's a classic, has not been seen as much as Stand and Deliver, a little movie about a school teacher that to this moment still makes me cry. I gotta tell you, right now, just thinking about it brings tears to my eyes. That's how much love that man shared with all of us. Unbelievable love. He came here. Before you were here, he was here. And I'll tell you one thing right now. He shared his life. worked for many, many years to get to the point of being able to capture and do that kind of work. And it took me a long time because, see, I didn't come out of my mother's womb saying, to be or not to be. I'm here. I couldn't do anything. I'm not kidding you. I couldn't walk. I couldn't talk. I couldn't even find the cheat sheet. That's it. All right. Do you believe it? Now look at me. Look at me well. Because I am your worst nightmare. I'm worse than Freddy Krueger. Why? Because what I'm doing, you can do. Every single person in here can live their dreams. Everybody, whether you be a school teacher, superintendent of the schools, head of the Boys and Girls Club, there's still a long life to lead. And you can still live your dreams to the fullest. Most of us that get to this age, and I'm 68 years old, I know I look good, but I But I gotta tell you, I am 68 years old, which is now the new 40. I'm not joking, man. I'm serious as a heart attack. It's true. I mean, when I was in 1964, okay? When I graduated from high school in 1964 with my good friend Jay. Jay, come on out here for a second. Meet Jay, no more, all right? Yeah. You know why? Him and I have been friends since we were in the first grade. He's 68, I'm 68. We were 5 years old then when we became friends, and we are still friends today. Right now, we just drove up to Valley. So I said to you, I am your worst nightmare. Now, why am I your worst nightmare? Because anybody that's sitting down here right now has to realize that you can do anything if you have the key to living. Listen carefully. The discipline to do the things you love to do when you don't feel like doing it. I'm going to say it again. The discipline to do the things you love to do when you don't feel like doing it. Now, I see, I mean, you know, you're looking at me, I'm looking at you. I know what this means. I don't know much about anything, because I used to think when I was 20, I thought I was really smart. Then when I hit my 30s, I knew I was smart. In my 40s, I started to humble out. In my 50s, I started to say, wow, I really don't know that much, do I? Now in my 60s, I say, I don't know very much about anything, really. You humble out because you realize there's just too much to know. But I do know this. I know what this means. I know what this means. I know what this means. Con la baba cayendo se la pone. If you don't speak Spanish, find somebody that's laughing real quick. In other words, I see you all the way to the back, standing against the wall, all the way to the top, smiling. I see you, and I can tell by the way you look at me as to what you're thinking. That's my job. That's what I've been doing for the last 45 years. Watching people and then going, oh, okay. Recreating human emotion. Now, I didn't come out of my mother's womb saying to be or not to be. I was not an actor. How did a kid from East LA that was born and raised, and I was born at the first Japanese hospital in Los Angeles after the war. Same hospital that Jay was born in. Except he was born ahead of me. But I gotta tell you, how does a kid from East LA that has nobody in the industry of acting, no actors in my family, no artists like that in my family, how does a Mexican kid, Mexican-American kid, Chicano from East LA, who was, I was raised in some kind of garage with a dirt floor, didn't have a bathroom. No bathroom. The sink where we washed our dishes was outside. It was a tina with the hose, with the sprocket, and we'd wash the dishes underneath the sprocket. How does a kid that comes from nothing become something in this world? By doing the things I love to do when I didn't feel like doing them. Think about it. Okay, you say to me, what are you talking about? I don't get it. I did what I love to do. Not 5 days a week. Not 6 days a week. 7 days a week. I thought about it. I read about it. I looked at it. I tried to do it. First it was baseball. But I couldn't catch the ball. Let alone hit one. The hardest thing in the world to do is to hit a baseball. Try it sometime, especially if the pitcher's really good. So I learned how to play baseball. How did I learn how to play baseball? I played it 7 days a week. From the age of 5 to the age of 14. I played it 7 days a week. Not 6, not 5, not 4, not 3, not 2, not 1. Every single day. Now, is there any musicians in the audience? Anybody play an instrument? Okay. What do you play? Right here. Yes? Flute. How long have you been playing flute? 3 years. And 4 years ago, could you play flute? No. And now, 3 years later, you play flute. Do you play every day? No? She said, no. What happens to her if she plays, you, right here in front, what happens to her? If she plays 7 days a week. For just 10 minutes, just 10 minutes every day, she sits down and plays the flute. What's going to happen to her? She gets better. How old are you? 14. Now she's 18. And she's been playing for just 10 minutes, nothing more, just 10 minutes, 7 days a week. Not 6, not 5, not 4, not 3. What's going to happen to her? Yes. Not only is she going to get better, she's going to be the best that she can be up to that point of working 7 days a week for 4 years. That's what happened to me. I started to play baseball at the age of 5, 7 days a week. And pretty soon, by the time I was 14, I was catching Andy Roebuck and Sandy Koufax. You guys have no idea who that is. You do that? Boy, I love you, man. Yeah. Tell them after, okay, who I'm talking about. I used to bat 800. Today, the majors, if you're batting 260, ooh, that means almost every out of 10 times at bat, you get on base at least 2.6 times. That's what that means, 260% of the time. time you're on base. Okay? 8 out of 10 times, this guy was on base. Bobby Knapp, Gary Knapp, all the Knapp brothers, they loved it. I was a little kid, I was 14 years old, and I was small. And these guys were, 17, 18, 19 years old, and they were playing single A ball, and I was playing right alongside them. And then the next one day, I said to myself, and I told my father completely lost it. He didn't speak to me for 2 years. Why? Because I told him, hey Dad, I'm not going to play ball anymore. I think I want to be a rock and roll singer. All of a sudden I started singing, and I can't sing. I can't sing at all. But I started watching these guys like, the Crickets, Buddy Holly and the Crickets, Richie Valens, and these guys, all these guys, Elvis Presley. Oh, I'm gonna sing. I started playing music. From music, I went into theater first year in college, East LA Community College. I know that I'm one of the few students that's ever come out of East LA Community College theater program that's been able to completely go to receiving the highest accolades that this world has in the entire planet and getting them. Oscars, Emmys, Tonys, you name it. I have 15 doctorates. Think about it. They've given this kid from East LA 15 honorary doctorates. And if you think it's easy to get an honorary doctorate, try it. How many of you got it? 0. Why did they give them to me? Why did they give me the Oscar nomination? Why did they give me the nominations that they give me? What was it? Well, because Eddie, you're really good at what you do. How did I get to be so good? I work 7 days a week. Now, people are sitting in the audience right now telling me, in their mind, you're sitting there, you're telling me, come on, man, you mean to tell me there wasn't one day you didn't do something that you really wanted to do, but you didn't do it? That's right. Jay Nomura. He works. Jay, come on. Are you ready for this? Listen to this.
7 days a week. 50 years.
For 50 years, this man has worked 7 days a week at his job. His mother worked 7 days a week. When I went over to his house the first time, I was about 5 or 6 years old. I walked over there, because then in those days, you could actually walk on the street by yourself when you were only 4 or 5, and you could make it to where you were going. There wasn't no adult around to take you and make it hard on you. I hate that. But Jay, I went to go visit Jay, and what did his mother do when I walked in the door? What are you doing here? Hi, I just want to see if Jay could play. Oh, certainly. She goes to the arm on the other side, she grabs a broom, and she goes, here, start playing. I swear to you, she handed me a broom. If I wanted to talk to Jay, if I wanted to be with Jay, I had to work. Interesting concept, huh? You think I'm by myself here. Let me ask you this. How many of you brush your teeth? Okay, let me ask this. How many of you don't brush your teeth? Or Gina? I heard you. Me. I don't want to say anything to you, but I know. No. How many of you brush your teeth? Really, how many of you brush your teeth every single day, 7 days a week? Oh. Okay, dude, I almost got you, man. You weren't participating, but yeah, you do. How many of you brush your teeth twice a day? Morning and night? Oh, I lost a lot of you. I guarantee you, the older you get, the more you're going to wish you would have brushed your teeth at least twice a day, especially when they start to fall out. Rush them and take care of them. Now, do you guys wake up in the morning like this? This is how you wake up in the morning. Is that how you wake up in the morning? Or do you wake up like this? Wake up the first way. You wake up, and the first thing you want to do is you want to go brush your teeth because it's so exciting. Oh man, I get to do it again. I get to brush my teeth. Yay! How many of you wake up like that? Raise your hand. I don't believe you want one bit. How many of you wake up the second way when you really don't want to do it, but you got to do it, and you don't do it, your breath will stink. You know, you won't be able to get rid of your morning breath. And then everybody will look at you and say, hey, can you turn your head a little bit that way when you're talking? Yeah, not that way. Yeah. I like you. Look that way. Now, you telling me that you can do something that you don't really want to do, that you have to do, and you do it 7 days a week, then how can you look at me and think that I can't do something I love to do 7 days a week? How do you think I got to this level? Do you think I'm naturally gifted? I hate it when people say to me, you're so naturally gifted. I mean, you're just amazing at your work. My friends, Jay said, man, you're really good at what you do. I said, Jay, if you had been acting and doing the stuff that I've been doing, including singing rock and roll and doing all this, you'd be real good at it too, Jay. You're real good at what you do. You're the best I know in what you do. Why? Because you do it 7 days a week. You get it? I'm only going to be here, maybe we'll see each other again in this life, I don't know. But sit up for a second. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me well. I am not gifted. I am not naturally talented. What I did do is I chose to do something that I love to do, and I did it 7 days a week. I either thought about it, I either looked at other people doing it, or I did it myself. And the key to the whole thing, the key to my whole life is reading. I started to read, and I never stopped. To this day, 68 years later, I read every day. I love you. Thank you for having me. God bless you all. I love you. I love you.
Okay, amazing. Okay, Mr. Olmos, we don't have a doctorate for you, but what we do have is the La Cumbre Junior High t-shirt. And some information about La Cumbre, because yes.
I will wear this with pride. I will wear this, and people will ask me about it. I say, yeah, you don't got it.
On behalf of all of us, the Cumbre Junior High students, staff, our community, our district, Boys and Girls Club, we thank you so much.
Bless your heart. Thank you so much for the work you do. And very well. Every teacher that is here right now, stand up. Teachers, if you're against the wall, go away from the wall. I want you to look at these people, because they have dedicated their lives to helping you become the best that you can be. Thank them by doing what they ask you to do, which is nothing more than you discipline yourself to do. I love you guys. Thank you.